Good day, my dear students. For today's video, we're going to proceed with correlation and regression. So this is just part of the hypothesis testing of the linear relationship of bivariate data. So of course, just like in the previous videos, we're going to teach this in four methods. First is by manual method, and also using the calculators technique, using the Excel analysis toolpack, and also using the Jamovi. So actually, 2 years ago, I've already created a video about Pearson product moment correlation. However, that video po is just part of hypothesis testing of linear relationship of bivariate data. So in that video po, I've discussed about bivariate data, what makes a bivariate data, and how to create the scatter plot first, and how to interpret the scatter plot based on their direction and their trend. So if you haven't watched that video, so I encourage you to first watch that video before proceeding with this video po. So for our competency, we're going to target 4 learning competencies. First is to construct a scatter plot and estimate the strength of association between variables. So I will no longer further discuss that because I've already discussed that in the first video. So if you're interested, so I want you to click the video po, lesson number 4, Pearson product moment correlation, on the description box below. So however, my dear students, I will still discuss how to construct the scatter plot using po the Jamovi. So also draw the line of the best fit for the scatter plot. So I'm going to discuss that using the Jamovi also. And letter C, determine the degree of relationship between two variables using Pearson's correlation or Pearson's R correlation. And letter D, conclude the results of hypothesis testing on relationship using Pearson R correlations. So let us proceed. So Pearson moment correlation coefficient, often denoted as R, is a statistical measure that quantifies the strength and direction of the linear relationship between two continuous variables. So I want you to bear in mind that in order for us to use the Pearson moment correlation, first we need to assure that the variables are continuous. When we say continuous, they are measurable po, okay? So before proceeding with the use of the Pearson correlation in your research po, so the following assumption must be met first, okay? So kung may isa po dito na assumption na hindi na-meet ng inyong research, I encourage you to find more suitable statistical test. Opo. So first assumption of the Pearson product moment correlation is that the data are quantitative and are obtained from a simple random sample. So this means po that the data must be numerical. It should not be categorical. Opo. So when we say categorical data, so yung mga kaya natin i-categorize, particularly yung mga nominal data natin such as, for example, the educational attainment. Kapag may ganun kayo class na variables in yung research, so hindi po pwede si Pearson correlation. So Pearson correlation, kailangan po numerical. Opo, it should be quantifiable. Okay, so if ever man po na meron kayong categorical data, I do suggest na mag chi-square statistic na lang po kayo. However, chi-square statistic is not part of the lesson for the strengthened senior high school curriculum. So also, nakalagay po dito, it should come from the simple random sample. So this means that every individual in the population has an equal chance of being selected. Okay. So why does this matter? So if the sample is biased, as you can see, the correlation coefficient will not represent the true relationship in the population. So it needs to be both quantitative and it must be obtained from the simple random sample. So for our second assumption, the scatter plot shows that the data are approximately linearly related. So it means po that when we look at our scatter plot, the data points should generally follow a straight line pattern. So this is because the Pearson correlation coefficient, my dear students, measures the strength and the direction of a linear relationship. So as you can see, if the data are curved, opo, the correlation coefficient will be misleadingly low. So even if there is a strong relationship between the two variables, if it is curved and not linear, the coefficient will be misleading, okay? Okay, for our assumption number 3, there are no outliers in the data. So this means po in our data, so we shouldn't have extremely high or extremely low data. Why? Because po, this will fall far away from the general cluster of the points. So the correlation coefficient in the Pearson moment correlation, my dear students, is highly sensitive with our outliers. If there is a single extreme point, this may weaken the relationship, which actually is strong. So for our assumption number 4, the variables x and y must come from normally distributed populations. So this means po, my dear students, that the data points that we will have should be roughly normally distributed around the line of the best fit. So this fourth assumption, my dear students, is very crucial because because this ensures that the sampling distribution behavior is predictable. Okay, so if it's not normally distributed, so our prediction might be. So if all of these assumptions are met by your data, so congratulations po, you can now proceed with your Pearson product moment correlation. So just like in any other hypothesis testing, we still follow the four-step solution. However, my dear students, just like what I've always say, nagkakatalo-talo lang po sila dito po sa test statistics. First, we will always formulate our null and alternative hypothesis. Next is to compute for the test statistics. For the test of relationship, if in your research, interested kayo to get the relationship of one variable to another variable, okay, we're going to use that P is equal to our Pearson multiplied by the square root of n minus 2 all over 1 minus r squared, or the Pearson squared. So we're in the value of our r is equal to this very beautiful formula, n multiplied by the quantity of the summation of x and y minus the quantity the summation of x and the summation of y, all over the square root of n multiplied by the summation of x squared minus the summation of x quantity squared multiplied by n, the summation of y squared minus the quantity of the summation of y squared. So kapag nakuha na po natin ito, we can now proceed with the critical value. Critical value po is the start of our rejection region. As to get the critical value, we must first compute for the degrees of freedom. So after which, we can proceed with the decision and conclusion. So my dear students, ito lang po yung nakadagdag sa ating hypothesis testing on linear relationship. Apo, kapag significantly related po, halimbawa na nakalagay po sa result natin, reject the null hypothesis. If ever we rejected the null hypothesis, which makes us conclude that there is a significant relationship between two variables. So yung next po natin gagawin is for us to get the regression line. So yung regression line equation po natin is y is equal to a plus the bx, wherein RA is equal to the summation of y multiplied by the summation of x squared minus the quantity of the summation of x multiplied by the summation of xy all over n multiplied by the summation of x squared minus the summation of x quantity square. And also for the b, we have the n multiplied by the summation of xy minus the quantity, the summation of x multiplied by the summation of y all over and multiplied by the summation of x squared minus the summation of x quantity square. So my dear students, after po natin na makompute si R value natin, we can actually interpret the strength of the relationship based on this table. Okay, so 0, no correlation. Okay, so if we have the R value of 0.01 to 0.19, that is very weak correlation. And 0.20 to 0.30, that is a weak correlation. 0.40 to 0.59, that is moderate correlation. 0.60 to 0.79, that is strong correlation. 0.80 to 0.99, that is very strong correlation. And kapag may value po tayo ng 1, that is a perfect correlation. So, to interpret the sign po, if positive, negative, as discussed po in the previous video, so pag positive po, this means that as one variable increases, the other also increases. That is a positive correlation. Pero kapag meron po tayong negative correlation, this means that as one variable increases, the other variable decreases. for our hypothesis formulation, step number 1, in order for us to formulate the null hypothesis, in symbolic form po, we use the rho. Opo, this is the Greek letter rho, which means po the relationship. So the relationship is equal to 0. This means that there is no correlation between x and y variables in the population. So for the alternative, usually we use the rho is not equal to 0, which means that there is a significant correlation between the variables in the population. Pero my dear students, kayo pa rin naman si researcher, opo, you can actually create a hypothesis which favors the positive or negative correlation since you are the researcher naman. So you can actually make the claim. So if your claim po is positive relationship, so we use the rho, which is the symbol for the relationship. The relationship is greater than 0. Opo. So that is to indicate that you are hypothesizing that there is a positive linear relationship. So for the alternative, kung ano lang po yung katapat ni greater than, which is, di ba po, less than or equal. So kung yung claim nyo naman po is negative linear relationship between two variables, we use the rho less than 0. At ano po yung katapat niya sa null hypothesis? That is the rho greater than or equal to 0. So para saan naman po si line of the best fit? The line of the best fit, this is actually the explanation for our fifth step po. Di ba usually sa lahat ng hypothesis testing, we only have 4 steps. However, here in the test of relationship, if we find out that we have significant relationship between two variables, the next step po is for us to compute for the regression line, which is also known as the line of the best fit. So if the correlation coefficient is found to be statistically significant, the next step is to compute the regression equation, which represents the line of the best fit of the data. So ano po yung purpose nun? The purpose of determining the line of the best fit is to enable the prediction of y values based on the given x values. The closer the data points lie to this line, the stronger the fit and the more accurate the predictions will be. So in order for us to visualize how the test po of the linear relationship between two variables actually work, so let us have this example. A group of researchers is interested in understanding how daily caffeine intake affects sleep patterns in adults. To investigate this, the researchers surveyed 10 adults over 1 week, recording the average number of cups of coffee they consume per day and the average number of hours they slept each night. Okay, so first things first, we need to create our null and alternative hypothesis. First step, which is formulation of hypothesis for our null hypothesis, there is no significant relationship between the number of cups of coffee intake or consumed and their number of hours of sleep each night. And for our alternative hypothesis, if in our null hypothesis there is no significant relationship, here po, there is a significant relationship between the number of cups of coffee consumed daily and their number of hours of sleep each night. So now to write our symbolic form, we can use the rho. Okay, so here po we can use the rho, which is equal to 0. And here naman po we can use the rho, which is not equal to 0. We are now finished with our first step. We can now proceed with our second step. For our second step po, we need to compute the value of our t here. However, we cannot proceed with the t if we still don't have the value of the r. So here po, the Pearson product correlation is actually equal to n multiplied by the summation of xy. So we have x, y here. We have the x and we have the y. So meaning to say we can compute for the xy by multiplying po the entries on the x column and the y column. So we have here the summation of the x. So this is the column for the x. I just need to get the summation of it. The summation of y. Okay, let us get the summation of the column of the y. Okay, so we have x squared. So since we have the column for the x here, we need to square all of the data under the value or under the column of the x. And we need to get the y squared under the column of the y. So after that, I can just simply compute for the xy, or the summation of the x and y, the summation of the x squared, and the summation of the y squared. Okay, so let us now get the summation of the x muna. So using our calculator, we have here 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6. So that will give me 35. So meaning to say po, this is equal to 35. Okay, so for the y, 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 8 plus 6 plus 6 plus 5 plus 6 plus 4 plus 4. Okay, so that will give me 63. Meaning to say po, the summation of this column is equal to 63. Okay, the summation of this column is equal to 35. The summation of this column is equal to 63. Now, in order for us to get the summation of xy, I need first to multiply the column of the x by the column of the y. Apo, per row po tayo. So 1 times 9, that will give me 9. 2 times 8, that will give me 16. 2 times 7, that will give me 14. And 3 times 8, that will give me 24. 3 times 6, that is 18. Okay, 4 times 6, that is 24. Okay, 4 times 5, that is 20. 5 times 6, that is 30. 5 times 4, that is 20. And 6 times 4, that is 24. Okay, so now complete na po si XY natin. Let us get the summation of that column para meron po tayo ditong pampalit. Okay, so that is equal to 9. 9 plus 18, 16, plus 14 plus 24 plus 18 plus 24 plus 20 plus 30 plus 20 plus 24. So that is 199. Meaning to say po, my x and y, or the summation of xy, is equal to 199. Okay, so for the x squared, I just need to square this column. So that is 1 squared, that is equal to 1. 2 squared, that is equal to 4. 2 squared, that is also equal to 4. 3 squared, that is equal to 9. 3 squared, that is equal to 9. 4 squared, that is 16. 4 squared, that is 16. 5 squared, that is 25. 5 squared, that is 25. And 6 squared, that is 36. Okay, so let us get the summation. So that is 1 plus 4 plus 4 plus 9 plus 9 plus 16 plus 16 plus 25 plus 25 plus 36. So that is 145. So this will give me 145. So for the y square, we need to square this time the y column. So 9 squared, that is 81. 8 squared, that is 64. 7 squared, that is 49. 8 squared, that is 64. So 6 squared, that is 36. 6 squared, that is 36 again. 5 squared, that is 25. 6 squared, that is 36. 4 squared, that is 16. 4 squared, that is 16. So now let us get the summation. So that will give me 81 plus 64 plus 49 plus 64 plus 36 plus 36 plus 25 plus 36 plus 16 plus 16. Okay, so that will give me 423. Okay, we have 423. Now, my dear students, let us first check using the calculator's technique if our values of our summation is correct. Bakit po? Kapag may mali po tayo dito sa table, my dear students, our value of R will also be incorrect. Apo, so to do that, let us first reset all of the data from our calculator. So I need you to click the mode. Under the mode, I need you to click the stat, which is number 3. Under the stat, I need you to click a plus bx because we are dealing with two variables already. So for the 2, I need you, for the column of x, encode po all of the column or the data under the column of x. For the column of y, I need you to encode also the values under the column of y. So that is 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6. Okay, for the y naman, we have 9, 8, 7, 8, 6, 6, 5, 6, 4, 4. Okay, so after encoding all of it, I need you to click AC. Okay, shift 1. Okay, makikita natin dito may mga sum, di ba? So first, let us get the sum of the summation of the x. Summation of the x is 2 po dito sa ating calculator. So let us click 2 equal 35. Correct tayo. So what about the summation of the y? So shift 1 ulit tayo. We have the sum and yung y po natin is pang 4. So we need to click 4. That is 63. Correct din tayo. Okay, for the summation of the xy, that is shift 1 uli. So the sum, po, yung xy natin is pang 5. So I need to click 5. The answer is 199. Correct din tayo. So we have shift 1 again for our x squared, the summation of our x squared. Sum ulit tayo. The summation of x squared is 1. So that is 145. Correct pa rin naman tayo. And finally, for our shift 1, I need to click 3. Okay, so number 2 tayo because we are interested for the summation of y squared. So that is equal to 3. Apo, y squared is equal to 423. So as you can see, tama na yung mga summation natin. More likely, lahat ng i-input natin dito sa formula natin will be correct as well. Okay, so now, the value of our n, ilan pong participants yung involved? So we have 10 participants. So 10 tayo multiplied by xy natin which is 199. Okay, so minus tayo the summation of the x which is 35. Okay, multiplied by the summation of y which is 63. So all over, the square root of Rn again is 10 multiplied by our x squared which is 145. Okay, minus the summation of our x. Our summation of x is 35. So we have 35 squared. So that's why, my dear students, the summation of x squared is actually different from the summation of x quantity square. Kasi dito po, my dear students, before natin i-summation, in-square muna natin si x. Dito, class, isinamation muna natin bago natin in-square. Clear? Okay, so dito naman po, sa kabila, we have again 10 multiplied by the y squared. Our y squared is 423. Okay, minus tayo with the summation of the y, which is 63 squared. Okay, so we need to get the value muna nung nasa itaas. So actually, we can use it direct calculate or kung gusto nyo pong isa-isa, okay lang naman. So we have 10 multiplied by 199. Okay, so minus the 35. So that is 35 multiplied by 63. Okay, so that will give me negative 215. So that will give me negative 215 all over the square root of, so ako po ang ginagawa ko is dinadirect calculate ko na lang po ito munang first bracket and then first calculate also the second bracket. So that will give me, so 10 tayo multiplied by 145. Okay, minus we have 35 squared. So that will give me 225. So I can write here 225 multiplied naman by this by the second bracket. So that is 10 again multiplied by 423 minus the 63 squared. So that will give me 261. Okay, so I need to multiply 261 by 225. So, meron na ako ditong 261, multiply ko na lang by 225. So that will give me 500 or 587,000 or 58,725. So that will give me negative 215 divided by the square root of 58725. Okay, so we need to get the square root of that. So square root of the answer. Okay, so that will give me 242.33. Okay, so that will give me negative 215 all over 242.33 approximately. So ang kailangan ko na lang is to divide negative 215 divided by kung ano yung kung ano po yung nakuha natin. So, we need negative 215 divided by si answer natin. So, that will give me negative 0.887 approximately. So, meaning to say, the value of our R or the value of our R is equal, the value of our R is equal to 0.887. Okay, so doon po sa table natin, saan siya naka-include si negative 0.887. 0.88 is actually very strong correlation. So since this is negative, we can actually say that both of the variables have negatively very strong correlation. Okay, how to interpret that? As the number of cups of coffee increases, okay, negative correlation means as the number of cups increases, the number of hours of your sleep decreases. And since it is very strong, opo, the relationship of both of the cups and the number of hours is actually strong. Okay, so to check if our R computed is correct or the value of the Pearson correlation, so let us go back to our calculator and the data. Opo, kung na-erase po yung data nyo, I need you to input again the columns for X and Y. And then again, that is AC, that click Shift, then 1. Opo, then nakikita po si reg or for the regression, that is number 5, click 5. At nakikita po si R natin, I need you to click 3. And equal, that is equal to negative 0.887, which is correct din naman yung nakuha natin. Okay, so since tapos na po tayo kay Pearson natin, okay, let us proceed with the value of RT. Okay, so for RT, that is equal to our R, which is negative 0.887. Okay, multiply natin with R square root of n natin, which is 10 minus 2 all over 1 minus, so our R is negative 0.887, opo, squared. Huwag kalilimutan si squared po. So that will give me negative 0.887. Multiply natin by the square root of 10 minus 2, that is 8, all over 1. Okay, minus tayo of what is the square root or what is the square of negative 0.887. Okay, so may value na tayo ng R, di ba? So, square natin yan. So, that is 0.79 approximately. So, that is 0.79. So, from that, i-minus na natin 1 minus our answer. Opo, so that is 0.21 approximately. So, that will give me negative 0.887 multiplied tayo by the square root of 8 over 0.21. Okay, so meron na tayong dito. Okay, i-8 na lang natin divided by our answer again. Opo, dire-diretsong calculator para po, my dear students, buo din yung makukuha nating sagot. So that is equal to negative 0.887. Okay, we need to get the square root first of 37,584. So taking the square root of the answer, so that is 6.13 approximately. So that is negative 0.887 multiplied by 6.13. Okay, so multiply na lang natin. Ang natitira na lang is i-multiply kay negative 0.887. So multiplied by negative 0.887. Our answer is negative 5.44 approximately. So the value of our t, is negative 5.44 approximately. So this is our answer for number 2 or for the step 2 alone. So if this is step number 1, this is step number 2. Okay, so now let us proceed with our step number 3. For our step number 3 po, we need to get the degrees of freedom first. The degrees of freedom is equal to n minus 2. Rn po is equal to 10 minus 2, which will give us 8. Okay, so R alpha R alpha or the level of significance is not given. So in order for us to proceed with the hypothesis testing, let us assume that this is 0.05. Okay, and let us also identify the tail of the test. So saan po natin makikita yung tail of the test? Dito po sa ating alternative, which is unequal. Kapag unequal po, we know that that is two-tailed test. Okay, so this is a two-tailed test with a level of significance of 0.05 and the degrees of freedom of 8. So in this table, we have the degrees of freedom of 8. So dito tayo titingin. And the tail of the test is two-tailed, kaya dito din po tayo titingin. Okay, kung makikita nyo po, that is 0.05. Ang intersection is 0.05 and degrees of freedom natin is 2.306. Our critical region, which is the start of the rejection region, is positive, negative 2.306. So bakit po siya naging positive and negative? Because it is two-tailed. Okay, so drawing our normal curve. So 0, 1, 2, 3. This is negative 1, this is negative 2, this is negative 3. So saan po natin makikita si 2.30? So 2.30 approximately dito po. And we have positive 2.30 approximately dito din. So we need to shade that. And we need to plot our negative 5.44. So as you can see, ito po si 5.44, malayo po siya, opo. However, covered pa rin naman siya ng ating normal curve because we have learned in the previous discussion that the normal curve is continuous. Opo, so ibig sabihin po, yung shaded region din natin is nakaabot po dito. Okay, so let us plot kung saan po nakarating si negative 5.44. Approximately, this is the negative 5 kasi ito, this is negative 4. Probably this is negative 5. Okay, so ito po si negative 5.44. Kung makikita nyo, covered pa rin siya ng rejection region. So for our final step, which is step number 4, so the decision is to reject the HO. So for our conclusion, we can conclude that at the alpha of 0.05, the evidences are enough to show that, okay, so let us just copy our alternative hypothesis kasi po yung nireject natin is the null hypothesis. So let's copy this one. Okay, so at the level of significance of 0.05, evidences are enough to show that there is a significant relationship between the number of cups of coffee consumed daily and their number of hours of sleep each night. So as you can see, nagkaroon tayo ng significant relationship sa ating conclusion. If there is a significant relationship, we need to proceed with the calculation of our line of regression or the line of the best fit. So to calculate the line of the best fit, we need to use this formula here. Apo, so yung ginamit po nating table kanina, gagamitin pa rin naman po natin siya. Okay, so again, let us compute for the value of our A kasi di ba ang ating line of the best fit is given by the formula Y is equal to A plus the BX. Okay, so our A po is equal to Y natin, which is the summation of Y is 63. Multiply natin by the summation of our X squared, which is 145. So minus tayo by the summation of X, which is 35. And the summation of our xy, which is 199. Okay, so divide tayo by n natin. Again, that is 10 multiplied by our x squared, which is 145, minus the summation of our x, which is 35 squared. Okay, so using our calculator, 63 multiply by 145 minus, we have the 35 here, multiplied by 199. So that is equal to 2,170. So that is 2,170 divided by, so we have 10 multiplied by 145. Okay, minus we have 35. Okay, square tayo. So that will give me 225. So we have here 225. So now we have 170. So divided by 225. So that will give me 9.64. So for our A, I have 9.64. Okay, so using our Caltech, opo, kunin pa rin natin sa A natin. So that is 1. Opo, so shift 1. Okay, so hanapin po natin sa regression again. And for our 1, that is the A. So equal natin. So 1.64, tama po yung nakuha natin. For the B naman po, same lang po yung process. Okay, so we have our N again, which is 10. Our XY, which is 199, multiplied natin by the summation of the X, which is 35, multiplied by the summation of the Y natin, which is 63. Okay, divided by tayo by 10, which is our N again. The summation of X squared, that is 145, minus the summation of X natin, which is 35 squared. So kung makikita nyo itong part na ito, same lang siya dito. Kaya alam natin na yung denominator is 225 rin lang naman. So we have, ito na lang na nasa unahan or nasa numerator, that is 10. Okay, multiplied tayo by 199 minus we have 35 multiplied by 63. Okay, so the answer is negative 215. So that is equal to negative 215. Okay, negative 215 divided by tayo by 225. The answer is negative 0.96 approximately. So for our B, that is negative 0.96. Let us check if our answer is correct using our calculator. Using the data po, yung in-input natin, di ba, na 2 columns. So I need you again to click the shift 1. Opo. So regression ulit, that is 5. This time, I need you to click the B. That is number 2. That is negative 0.96, which is correct din naman. So what is our value of the line of the best fit? Our line of the best fit is given by 9.64. Okay, so we have plus the B natin is negative 0.96x. However, positive multiplied by negative, that is equal to negative 9.64 minus 0.96x. So this is our line of the best fit that will predict the value of the y given a certain value of x. So, paano natin to i-interpret? Kung 0 po, my dear students, halimbawa hindi ka umiinom ng coffee, okay, ang predicted na number of hours of sleep mo is 9.64. However, paano, for example, paano po kung meron kang, or kaya sa isang araw, nakalima ka ngaya na cups of coffee, isa sa umaga, isa sa snack, isa sa tanghali, isa sa snack again ng afternoon, at isa sa gabi. Okay, so ano yung possible hours of sleep mo denoted by the Y? So, di ba yung ano natin, line of the best fit is 9.64 minus 0.96 x. Okay, so papalitan lang natin si x by our number of sleep, our number of cups of coffee, that is 9.64 minus 0.96 multiplied by 5. 0.96. Okay, multiply tayo by 5. That will give us negative 4.8. Okay, so that will give me 9.64 minus 4.8. Okay, so i-minus natin from 9.64 minus the answer or plus the answer tayo kasi negative siya, di ba? Plus the answer tayo, that is 4.84 na lang. So meaning to say po, we have 4.84 hours na lang yung ina-expect mong itutulog mo or pwede kang makatulog. Okay, so that is how we predict. Opo, kapag halimbawa hindi ka uminom ng coffee, pwedeng 9.64 hours kang matutulog. Pero kapag 5 yung kape na ininom mo based on our data, that is 4.84 hours. And in terms of our minutes, that is 4 hours and 50 minutes and 24 seconds. So bali yan po, my dear students, yung magiging number of hours of sleep mo. That is 4 hours, 50 minutes, and 24 seconds. Opo. So, ganyan niya po, my dear students, ipipredict yung number of sleep mo using our line of the best fit. So now, how will we use our data analysis tool pack again in order for us to get the R value or the Pearson value of this data? So again, that is data analysis. Hanapin po si correlation. Si correlation is this one. Okay, click natin. And then, i-ano natin, i-highlight natin yung data natin. So, di ba po, naka-group yung data natin by column. So, click the columns. Pero kung naka-row siya, you need to click the rows kapag yung distribution nyo is horizontal. Pero ito kasi naka-vertical naman siya. So, I will click column. So, okay tayo. So, as you can see here in our data, di ba, our value of our computed is negative 0.887, which is actually correct din naman. Now, what if using the Jamovi? Okay, so using the Jamovi, I will teach you also how to construct the scatter plot with the line of the best fit using the Jamovi po. So first po, let us set that the first data is the number of cups of coffee. Okay, so that is continuous data. Pero that is integer kasi wala naman tayong 0.5 na coffee, di ba po? So we have, for the second column, we have the hours of sleep. So that is also continuous data. So integer din siya. So let us just copy and paste yun pong nakalagay sa atin sa Excel. So we have this data na. I need you to click the regression. Okay, under the regression, I need you to click the linear regression. So for the linear regression, may makikita po kayo dito na dependent variable. Dependent variable is our y variable, correct? So yung y variable natin dito, yung affected is the number of sleep. Okay, so si covariate natin, that is our independent variable, yung nakakaapekto, si number of cups of coffee. So as you can see, here po, our T statistic is negative 5.44, which is the same po doon sa na-compute natin, doon po sa manual method. And also, as you can see, our estimated A-intercept or yung A po natin, that is 9.64, which is actually correct din, di ba po? And the number of cups of coffee, yung B natin, that is negative 0.95 or 96, which is actually correct din. So ito po class, ma-interpret natin siya as 9.644 hours yung makukuha nating sleep kapag hindi tayo uminom ng coffee. Pero kada inom natin ng isang coffee, ilang hours ng sleep ang pwedeng mabawas sa atin? That is 0.95 hours kada cup of coffee na i-intake natin. And as you can see here, di ba, same din naman yung nakuha nating value ng ating regression, which is 0.887. This time, ito po kasi naka-positive. So let us check if I use the correlation matrix. Okay, so click natin itong inano natin. Okay, so tama naman. Opo, so Pearson R natin, that is 0. Or negative 0.887, which is actually correct then. Now, how about if we will have our regression line? So for the regression line, I want you to click the exploration, the scatter plot. I need you to click that. The x-axis po in our problem is the number of coffee, and the y-axis natin is the sleep. Okay, so as you can see, this is the scatter plot. Okay, so kung makikita nyo, di ba, pababa yung trend natin, which actually explains why our value of the Pearson correlation is negative. Now, in order for us to get the line of the best fit or to construct or plot the line of the best fit, let us click the regression line. Now, for our regression line, as you can see, this is the regression line now, which is actually denoted by these values. So, our x-intercept or our intercept is 9.644 and yung b natin is negative 0.956. Okay, so as you can see, same naman po yung nakuha natin using the Jamovi, using the Excel, using our calculators technique, and of course, using our manual method. So that's it for today, my dear students. If you still have questions, please don't hesitate to comment down below. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye po!